Hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever it is you're watching from. It's early morning. I've just got up and I decided to come and start today's vlog now. It's around 7 o'clock. Yeah, it's around 7. I woke up early also to cure the vents which had been done yesterday. I had a good night's sleep. I slept early. I was very tired. I didn't sleep. I slept I think around 10 something because I was very tired. So how are you? How is your day going? How are you doing? How is life taking you? I hope you're well. I hope those around you, those you love, are well also. It's the beginning of the new year, so if you're facing any challenges, please take heart. Be resilient in whatever you're doing to try to overcome the problems that you have, and keep on understanding that life promises us not just joys all the time, but ups and downs. So if you're going through something, this is a downer, and these two shall come to pass. Today I'm set to I'm very thankful that I did majority of the work yesterday. So what is remaining is very minimal. To put the curtain rods up, I need to put in some shears I have that I hadn't put up before. So that's I might do that later on, but I haven't put rings in the shears, so I might take them to have rings put on them today, in preparation of having new curtains. What I'm doing for my curtains actually is that I have some curtains that my son bought for the house, and I have some curtains that my son bought for the house, and they don't quite fit, but I love them very much. I love the print very much, so I'm going to incorporate another print onto what he had gotten, so that there's a mix and match, but it's a mix and match in such a way that the house is still bright, and still matches the color of the ones that he had bought. And then I had bought the shears. I had bought the shears from a second-hand shop, thrift shop. So, but they are very beautiful and they are very large. They are large enough for use now and for use later on when we've expanded the house, when we've made developments to the house. Yeah, but they are lovely. They are the best. It's morning and I haven't even had my breakfast. Yeah, so I'll be going out to do that, and I think I'm supposed to be escorting someone somewhere, so I'm waiting for them to confirm. Nowadays I'm not getting so many berries, or have I been so busy I haven't been checking? Yeah, because it's so long since I last ate any. Oh, I can see this branch has quite many, and I didn't know whether it was because I had trimmed the tree, or I think it's because I thinned it before it was so thick. And you know, birds sometimes are a bit worried about entering a space that is too dark. They like where they can see all the branches, so that they can avoid getting into contact, being hunted down by snakes or something. I think since I thinned it, now the birds are able to see, to be sure that they are safe. They can see through the branches, they can see that there's nothing in there, and then they can come for the fruits. So I made it safer for them, and as I made it safer for them, I also gave them opportunity to clear the tree of fruits. So now I have less to harvest, but that's fine. Yeah, we do everything for the glory of God, and that's God's creatures also. So if I'm feeding them, then I'm happy for it. But oh, I can't imagine the harvest I used to have. But no problem at all. I'm grateful to be able to do that. So I just wanted to say hello and to wish you a good day, or a good morning, or a good night before I commence for today. And let's set the video up, finish doing the curing, and then start the day. And you'll walk with me, I hope. You're welcome. It's very chilly. Yesterday I slept in a night dress, so yeah, because I'd also worked in the t-shirt that I slept in the other day. And yesterday it wasn't very warm. I actually did not sleep on my bed because it had so much stuff on it. So I slept on the lower bunk of the double decker, which is a very warm place. Actually, it's a space that I usually reserve for babies. And then I just took took the extra beddings so that I wouldn't spoil the bed as it was. I just took a duvet, covered myself, and slept on that. Yeah, because I couldn't start arranging stuff again in the night, and I had done enough for the day. So I'm going to walk with you. Welcome to the vlog, for today's vlog. And thank you. We are at 127. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the continued support. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate it very much. And a shout out to the Egyptian who told me he's the first Egyptian to view my channel. Actually, you're not. I was polite in the comments. I did not want to tell you, but you're not the first Egyptian. I have given out a shout out to Egyptians. There have been Egyptians that have been watching, and I'm very grateful. Have you seen your country? Have I mentioned your country? Have I acknowledged your country? If you're watching from a country that I have not acknowledged, you can look back in previous videos. Please let me know, because I make sure I check from the analytics which countries, where do I have viewers coming in from. And if there's any country that I haven't mentioned, that might be there and might not have been gotten by the YouTube studio management, then let me know. But I keep tabs, and I know very well that every country that is listed under my analytics, I've given out a shout out to all the people who are watching, and appreciated them and given them a thank you note, and presented it in the vlog. So welcome, and let's walk. Hello and good morning. This is a continuation of yesterday's video. Actually, yesterday I got so tired. I didn't know that I was so exhausted from the work of the day before. Remember when we were doing the vents and the painting of the shelf? The work that I did was very exhausting. And so I woke up yesterday and I had all the energy. I thought I was going to do much, but I ended up being unable to do much. So I just stayed in and just had a lazy day. I can't lie, because like I said earlier this year, is that when I hear my body giving me a warning like there's something wrong, then I must listen to it. And if I've been overworking myself, I must take a rest. And so yesterday I took a rest. I just ate and sat and just did very light stuff around the house. And by evening I was feeling much better. Yes, because actually you need a reset sometimes. Sometimes you just need to take a break from everything and then give your body time to heal itself, because that work I did was heavy. And like I keep on saying, now it's not like when I was 30. I must accept that I don't have the energy of when I was younger. And so when I do work that I did, that was work that I was supposed to do with somebody else, but she wasn't available. And so the toll that he took on me, it needed a whole day to relax, because I was not doing a massage. I was not doing I didn't have somebody to rub my shoulders. So the only way to get back was to have a good restful day, eating well, relaxing totally, making sure I have a lot of rest so that my muscles could just rest properly. I also did my nails. Yes. And so today is bright and early. It's another totally blue sky, but it's not very hot. It's just mildly hot. And I think today we'll have the one run of coating over what was painted, so that everything can pop up. So again, welcome to the vlog, and please, have you subscribed? Please remember to like and to subscribe. I'll appreciate it. I can see so many of you are viewing but not subscribing. I'd appreciate if you would subscribe and like. even if you don't do anything else, like first and then subscribe. So I'll be seeing you in a minute. I just wanted to say this hello here, then have my breakfast, set out the stuff that needs painting. I had brought the drawers into the house, and then take out the paint and the stuff for the person who's coming. So see you in a while. That's how I have to do the curing twice a day, every morning and every evening for 2 days, so that the concrete setting can get firm and can get cured properly. After finishing that, now I have to mop the house where the water has dripped, and then I'll repeat the same cycle again. But today is the last day. I did that 2 times yesterday, and I'll do that 2 times today, and then after that, that will be ready cured because it's not a lot. Yeah, if I'm able to, I'll do it 1 more time in the morning. I mean on Saturday, tomorrow morning. But I'll just see about that. It will depend on how much energy I have. But generally 2 days is enough as long as I'm doing 2 curings per day. So yeah, we'll see in a bit. Let me complete the mopping first, have the house comfortable so that I can see to my breakfast, my brunch. If there is something that I cannot stand is a mop that is not rinsed after washing the house. I just can't stand it. I like to leave my mop dry and clean after washing the house. That way, if I need to wipe anything else after that, I'm sure that the mop is going to be clean. So first I rinse it, and then I wring it, and then I hang it up somewhere in the sun to dry. This is the wall that is hit by the afternoon sun, the whole afternoon. So when I put it there, I'm sure that it's going to dry by the time I pick it up in the evening, or if I need it, I'll just pick it up and it will be dry. That's something that I like, a clean mop, because a smelly mop or a smelly kitchen towel will sometimes you'll go to wipe. That's why you go to some of these street hotels and they come and do a quick wipe of the table. And now they are holding the cloth like this. It's folded. You can barely see it because it's black. It is so filthy. It is black. For me, kitchen table, what is it called? Those cleaning cloths for the table. A lot of us in Kenya, we normally have a cloth for cleaning the table, cleaning surfaces. Every time I wash dishes, I must wash that cloth. And I just don't wash it. I wash it with the after water like 3 times. And then I'll have it again, I'll wash it in its own clean water with soap and then rinse it like twice. And I like to see the color of my cloth. If it's a faded white, if it's a light blue, if I don't see that, if I see darkness, or if I can't stand a slimy kitchen cloth. A slimy kitchen cloth is nothing but germs. And I remember one time there's somebody who told me that in a lot of homes, people get sick and they're wondering what is sick, but it is that kitchen towel. That wiping one for the tables, it is that one. That one and the stuff, the scrubbers that you use to wash dishes. Why do some of these people have it slimy? Anything that is slimy is that. So that one also, when I wash my dishes, I wash the sponges and everything. For washing they must be dry, so that if you come to my house anytime you want to wash dishes, you want to do something, you're going to find it clean, rinsed, dry, squeezed dry, and then put in something where it's going to keep on draining the water. No, I want that. Those are small things that make people sick in the house. Even turning glasses over to let them dry on a surface which holds water, like a tray or like a basin. That's not good. You need to first put things that are porous and that can lift a bit of weight off the floor of the basin. If you're putting your dishes in a basin, like you can put maybe a sufuria and then some plates over it and then the cups and everything, so that the tips which are touching the water, what I do is that I'll normally put the dishes in a basin when I'm washing, if I'm using the basin and not a dish rack. And then I'll put something on top of it and then turn it upside down so that all the water drains out. And then after that, I let them dry out without any water. That little stagnant water, it might be retained on the mouth of a cup, on the mouth of a plate. And when someone is eating, if it's not been left to dry completely, it makes them sick. And so it's also important to have a kitchen towel that dries out dishes that have been left out drying but that were at the bottom of the rack. You can either do another rinse of them and then put them in the dish rack, or if you don't have a dish rack, when you take them out of the basin, give them a rinse and then wipe them dry with a cloth that is always clean and that is always dry. Just a few tips. Let me go pour this water onto the plants. I'm trying to nurture this little tomato tree, but I've not been having luck with it. I think it's too much in the shade. So what I need to do is, I think it's too much in the, not in the shade, it's too much in the sunlight. So what I need to do is get someone to put some, I don't know if I'm able to do that. Yeah, I'm going to take some sticks, cut them up, and then form a triangular shade around it, so that then mulch it, so that it can get a bit of shade, more shade during the day, and then it might have a better chance at growing. The fence I had previously, this was the edge of the fence, so I had planted it just in front of the fence, and so the afternoon sun would never strike it, and then it was developing very well, because the morning sun would hit it and the noon sun, but then the afternoon sun, slightly after noon, it was always on the other side, and then this iron sheet fencing would shield it. So I think when it got exposed, it kind of got into a shock. Actually, the trees on this line, because I had planted trees along the fence, all of them are not developing as well since I removed their shade. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I don't need to call somebody. I'll just need to break and make them into stakes and then put them, and then that should help them. And I've not looked at the trees which are outside of this encompassed area since I increased the fence. So probably I need to do that today, now that I have a bit more time, and then check on how the trees are going on, because the sun right now is so blazing hot. It must be affecting them. Okay. I've broken into a sweat just doing those few things, but now I need to rearrange the living room, even as I prepare to move. I've done the mopping. I've mopped the house. Now I need to put the doorway curtain back up again, because that prevents a lot of dust from entering the house. You can't imagine I'm sweating like this, but all the windows in the house are open. And I was saying it's not very hot. It is actually very hot. So I'm going to prepare breakfast, and I'll see whether I'm going to have noodles or whether I'm going to have to make fries and tea. Let me go get some milk, and then I make tea. And because it's brunch, what time is it? It's 12. So since it's brunch, I can have fries and tea. The tea is to spice up my energy. I don't feel like having. Oh yes, I can take chocolate. If I take chocolate, then I won't have to have with milk. Then I can have tea with milk later on. Okay, so I'm going to go and grab those things there. That's the netting, the shears for the. It's not the shears. They are just net. They're light. They're the netting for the windows. But I want to put the shears that I need to go and have rings put in them. So because it's very hot, I'm not going to put them back up again. Even the one for the kitchen, I'm just going to leave them like this. The weather allows for a lot of air coming in, so it's not necessary. So I'm not going to put in a lot of to put them up, and so that I can wait and have the shears. The shears are very light, so they allow a lot of wind to come in. And then since it's so hot and I have stuff to do, that can wait. Yeah, so let me go and have breakfast, and when I bring whatever I'm having for brunch, not breakfast. In fact, actually it's lunch. Whatever I'm having for lunch, I don't feel like making rice or chapati. Ugali is very heavy. I had ugali yesterday. I had ugali and the beef. So some of the roast beef was remaining, and then I boiled. Yesterday I just did a pure boil, and then I had that with ugali. Boil only. You remember the chunks that had remained of fat and bones? I boiled that, and then I skip most of the fat and the bones, and then I took off the pieces of meat. Had with ugali. Ugali is a mix of water and corn flour, like pap. Pap is for what? Pap is for South Africa. Yes. And then Nigerians also have it, but made of cassava, as we call it ugali, made of corn flour. Then you boil water first, add the corn flour, mingle it. Ugandans call it mingling. You mingle it. When it's ready, you pat a pyramid shape on top of it, and then you turn upside down on a plate, and that's how we serve ugali in Kenya. In restaurants, they just use a plate to cut slices and serve you onto that. So that's what I had for dinner. But now for lunch, I want to make something that I'm just going to finish at. Okay, if I peel a lot of potatoes, the fries might last now and dinner, but I don't want to eat fries 2 times in a day. That's going to be too much. But because I didn't have breakfast, and I still have, now the work that is remaining is folding clothes. So I think I'm going to dump them here, and then I'll show you how I fold my clothes. There are a lot, so don't judge me. There are very many. And I haven't also put up the carpet, but there's no rush with that. So I'm going to put the carpet to lay the carpet down in the evening. I'm going to put the clothes down here, and then I'll fold them as you watch here. You can join me as I fold them, and also if I finish early, maybe I may prepare the duvet. Yeah, the duvet that I changed. Now that I got myself new duvets, I'm sleeping comfortable and I'm loving it. It's so nice when you get something new. It's nice to pamper yourself a bit at once. And now there might be thrift from the thrift. Can I call it the thrift shop? No, the market. The biggest second-hand market in East Africa. But yeah, you get, most people actually, even who have shops, many will go and buy from the Gikomba market and then resell in their own shops. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a very good business to do, but you get good quality. You get exactly what you wanted. The texture, the feel, the heaviness of the fabric, the softness of the duvet, or the heaviness of it, as you like. So I got exactly what I wanted. I like it, and I'm comfortable. So let me go get let me start peeling the potatoes, I think. And now I really have a craving for tea, so I'm going to get milk. So I don't have a full-length mirror in my house. I had one. I don't know what happened to it. I used to have one. No, I think I lived in houses that had full-length mirrors. And so when I was rechecking on the videos, when I was putting them up for editing, I noticed these tights I'm wearing are a bit too revealing. So I've put a scarf over, like that. it's not that I'm bashful, but I come from a community where our standards and levels of exposure are slightly different from some of you in the West and other parts, and also me as an individual, maybe. Because, yeah, I've been told by people before, there's nothing wrong with being like that, but maybe it's also my age again. So, yeah, I'm peeling the potatoes for the fries, and maybe it's because I've been doing a lot of work in the past few days that I'm eating regularly. But normally, because I'm alone, it gets so difficult. And last year I had told you that I was going to invite someone to come and stay over and stay with me. So I'm in communication with the parents of the person. They are a younger person. They are not a child, but they are a younger person. And so I'm in communication with the parents so that that person can come and stay with me. I'll have a housemate. I'll be so happy. Of course, they are college going, so it's going to entail. It's a big undertaking having somebody you're staying with, because then you have responsibility of that person. But it's okay to have responsibilities that you can cater for, as long as you're having company. Why am I so lonely for company? Are some of you who are retired and in your late 50s and early 60s, do you feel like me? Or am I just uniquely crazy about being with somebody all the time? I mean, I'm not even talking about romantically being with somebody like a partner or what, but just having someone that you can talk to daily. I don't know. There's a time I used to be so happy that I was finally alone. And there's a time I was very comfortable with the fact that I've gotten to this stage, and yeah, I'll just have my privacy and have my life as it is and all that. But I've gotten to a place where I think I'm just a people person. I'm too much of a people person. I want somebody, even if somebody is going to be here 3 days in a week, but to be with me, to give me reason to have to cook, reason to have to clean more, reason to just talk. I don't know. I think all of us human beings are created very differently. The guavas. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. This is so beautiful. They really sprang up. When did they fruit? I didn't even notice when it was flowering. That shows that these past 2 months, when would they have been flowering? They would have been flowering in November and December. And then have I been that busy? But it's a good thing. It's good to be busy. Oh gosh. And even do I remember when I saw them flowering? When I saw them flowering, I didn't think they had flowered so much, but now I can see that tree is pregnant with fruits. Thank you, Lord. Oh. And all I can think of is my grandson and my little nieces and nephews. They are going to enjoy. The rest of you, warning in advance. These fruits are mainly for me and the babies. Mainly. The rest of you can go and buy in the market. But this one, and this tree bears some big, oh gosh, that is so nice. But there's a time, the period before this, there's a time it bore fruit and then they didn't grow big, and then there were just a few got to ripeness, but they were very infested with insects. So I'm going to spray them this time. I'm going to look for an organic spray that I can create to kill the, what are they called? To kill the fruit flies. I don't know I know fruit flies attack mangoes. I don't know what attacks guavas, but I'm going to look for, even if it's the medicated spray. But nowadays, with medicated, okay, before I go on, okay, medicated sprays, of course, we know they have their side effects. You see, this is a potato that is already seeding. Now, normally we throw this, but you know, this is now what can set a potato growing. And when I peel them, you see these peelings that I have here. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to dig them around the trees. And when I'm watering the trees, I'll be watering the plants. And very slowly, I'm going to start increasing the soil around the trees, and also under the trees that are lining the green fence, the ones which are a bit grown and have a lot of shade. I'm also going to plant some there so that they'll continue growing and I can harvest them. And when they have a lot of shade, when I'm watering those trees or when I'm pouring the laundry water or the dishwashed water, but the dishwater is not going to last long because soon I think we're going to install a sink soon. We're going to install a sink, and before we have what is it called? The soak. Is it a soak pit? I'm not sure whether it's called a soak pit or whether it's a whatever for the kitchen sink. Before I do that, I'm going to direct the water to go to this guava tree. And then I'll keep pouring ash on it every week so that some of the stuff that is in the oil and stuff that is in the sink water doesn't create a smell around the place, and also doesn't become a breeding ground maybe for mosquitoes or stuff. Yay, but I'm so happy. I'm so happy for that. Ooh, that's so nice. Actually, these potatoes, I peeled a few. I peeled like 8, but they look there a lot. So I'm going to do all the fries and then leave some for, I think this is enough for a meal for the whole of today. Yeah. Okay. Do I have tomatoes? Yeah, I need to get tomatoes. I need to have something green and something fresh when I'm having a lot of starch. And potatoes, fries, chips, we call them chips in Kenya. Chips are a very heavy starch. So, let me save the oil. Set the oil to heat. So I'll talk to you when I'm done cooking. Put them in this perforated dish so that they can drain off a bit more. I've put the oil to heat, but on low heat. Yeah. So this is there's a very little ledge you can see under here. This very little, like probably like a millimeter. That's enough because there's no water in the basin. It's enough to make sure that the little water that drains off the peeled potatoes doesn't get to the ones that are at the bottom. So I'll leave those sometimes I'll put a cloth on the dish, but at the bottom of the dish, and then shake them then the cloth absorbs most of that, especially maybe if you have children and you're cooking, you need the food to be ready very fast. But since I'm not in such a rush and I've put the oil to boil on low, I don't need to do that. Then I need to get my spatula. Okay, I think it's in the dirty dishes, so I'm going to use this for making the fries. Okay, in a bit. It's a lazy afternoon, and I am telling you, it is so hot. Let me check how many degrees it is today. 28 degrees. I am telling you, it's so frigging hot that it's, apart from now those people that are bypassing, it just gets silent. I think people like become overwhelmed, and when I stand here, at least I can feel a bit of a breeze, but indoors it's boiling. But I need to fold the clothes, and I'm going to bring you in to join me. So let me show you the sky over Ruai today. Sunny Ruai for you today, so let's go in and fold it. So I'm folding the clothes now. The person who's supposed to finish the painting work hasn't yet arrived, so I'm waiting for them to come. But as I wait, I welcome you to come and see how I fold my clothes. Yep. Some I just took out of the drawer. They were already folded, but I need to rearrange the drawers to make them a bit neater. So I just took them and bundled them up all up together. I just took them out and bundled them all out together so that I can begin to fold them afresh again and keep them. And then rearrange even the drawers. Yeah. My goodness, it is so hot. So very hot. It's unbelievable. I like to fold the t-shirts in such a way that they are just about the same length, so that when you put in the drawer, one on top of another, they are about the same size. The same size when folded, so that you don't have some that look like they are too big and others that look like they're a bit small. Oh gosh, it is sweltering hot. For those of you who know jua kali,
You should imagine that there are people who are working ironsmiths. In this sun, they are heating metal, they are heating by fire and heating by beating metal in the hot sun, and that's why they are called the Jua Kali sector, because it means the people who work in the sun. Wow, I'm watching something about is it rural Switzerland? Yeah, in an old Swiss village, and oh my goodness, these are houses that must be 100 years old. They are so spectacular. Yeah. This is a shirt, not a t-shirt. Some of the clothes that my children leave here when they come to visit. But whether it's a shirt or a t-shirt, I fold them all in such a way that even if you come after a month or 2 months and they are not hung up in the wardrobe, they are just folded. But you're going to find them without creases, because I fold and straighten them well enough that when they press upon one another, they stay straight. Of course, there are those clothes that you must again take and iron, but normally on the whole, they should stay straight to such a level that even if you are to iron, you'll just do a bit of touch-up. It's not that the item of cloth is so creased that even when you're ironing, there's little chance that it's going to go straight. It always depends on how the cloth is kept, how it is stored in the first place. You know, up country we iron with when you don't have electricity, we have the charcoal iron box. It's it's an iron box with which you add charcoal inside, and then you let it heat. And so to moderate the heat, because it's not an electric iron, you have a very tough piece of cloth next to you all the time. I mean, I'm talking really tough, like almost blanket tough, but it should be cotton-like, so that when the iron becomes too hot, or a bowl of water, you dip it inside it, you hear the sizzle. It cools down a bit, then you continue ironing. And also, if you want sometimes, because the way the iron box is made is that sometimes the charcoal starts dying off into dying embers. So you have to add extra charcoal that has fire, then add hot embers, the red hot embers of charcoal, and then you take the iron box. When it's open with the handle, it has very strong hinges. Then you keep swinging it until the charcoal lights up again, and then now you have your desired heat in the charcoal, which you can regulate either with a basin of water or with a very wet cloth that is nearby. These are things that a few of the younger generation might not know, but which we as Gen X grew up with, and it was the only way to do things. So there wasn't much to discuss because it was just how things were. Yep. But that's life as it used to be. Life in the 70s and the 80s was so sweet. Our kids can't imagine the level of security that we had. How it was possible to sleep at night and not fear that you're going to be attacked by thieves. I mean, unless it had been said that there was a gang that was nearby or something. But usually it was just you sleep and you have a good night's sleep. No fear of thieves. We didn't have the kind of grills we have on windows right now. There were, but they were mostly for general security, but not, we didn't know that people can come and even pull out windows and do the kind of impossible thuggery that we have right now. I miss those days so much. Yeah, I enjoy folding clothes. I think the only thing I have an issue with is washing dishes. But besides that, everything else. But housekeeping is fun. I think there are people who are just, okay, let me say women. Let me not say men. Let me not just say people, but women. There are women who are averse to housework. Not that they won't do it, they'll do it, but it doesn't give them any pleasure. They just do it because it's automatic, they have to do. But they wouldn't list it like one of the favorite things I have to do, this type of housework or that. No. We are all made different. But for me, it's the opposite. There's housework that I love. I love making the house look nice and cleaning up. And see, like the work I've been doing this week, cleaning up after the workman and helping to arrange things and make sure things are ready for him. There are people who don't have that at all. They'll just, in a flash, they'll pay somebody and be out of there and just, be like, just tell me when it's done. I'm trusting you with everything. Just go and do your thing. But I'm not like that. I think I'm very housewifey. Like, there are those of us who have stronger housekeeping, stronger what? I can't even call it housekeeping skills, because it doesn't mean that if you like housework, you're better at it. But we have, I can just call it stronger nurturing. Yeah. We have a stronger urge for nurturing people than others. Yeah, and today I was watching something on TikTok, and I got to more than two women who are talking about. There was a man who was talking about it, and there was a woman who was talking about it, and both of them were saying that when us women, of course, it's love matters, and everything comes on your FYP in TikTok. I mean, you don't have to search for some things; they just appear and you're like, okay, this is the next thing that I have to watch. And you watch it. And very strangely, it was talking about the fact that there are women who mother men in their lives. And I think I'm one of those. You'll be looking at this person with pity, with empathy. You'll be considering their needs and dealing with them, even if they're not being so nice to you. You'll be dealing with them as you would somebody that you like a child, like somebody that is close to you. And when it is about female-male relationship, there's nothing about childlike about anybody who is in your life. Of course there isn't, but because that is our nature, that is the nature of some women. And so you find that we are very understanding of people in our lives, not just men, but many people who come into our lives. And by the time you realize that not everybody we are gullible. Yeah, people who like nurturing others often become very gullible in relationships. And there's a very high tendency of being used and abused. I know people who are watching me are just like, you. Yeah, okay, that's in a way, that's separately. Yeah, because I'm so prone to that. And I can't say I never learned, because it's not, you can't change who you are innately. If you're a caring person, you're a caring person. You'll always care for people, and you'll put their pains first before you'll, even when it comes to matters of relationships, you'll you'll consider first their well-being over their treatment of you. And so you'll be interested to ensure that even if they are not doing what pleases you in relationship matters, but in matters of them being a human being that knows you and has come across you across your life, you want them to live, or to, even if you'll part ways, not to part ways when you've caused them any injury. Now, some people are not like that, of course. And you people, you know yourselves, those who don't give a hoot about whether you live injured, whether you'll remain hurt, they really, I get so surprised. We are so differently made. For me, I'm like, I don't like to injure people's spirits, because I can just call it injuring someone's spirit. I don't like to cause a lot of bad blood between me and somebody, and I'm just so considerate of people's feelings. But people who don't, in fact, some of them look at me like, what do you give a hoot about somebody who is not your relative, is not your friend, you're not going to be in a relationship with them? But it's so difficult for somebody who is not me or like me to understand that. For me, it's not just about, it doesn't just end up with that you must be in my life in a meaningful relationship with me. You don't have to be. Even if you're not, but you've bypassed my life in one way or another, I'll be gentle and I'll be kind to you and with you. And it's just the way I am, and I'm glad for it. So I'm just going to finish folding this. This is folding, then there's arranging. And arranging has a bit more work to do. So I think today I might do that at night, in the evening. Yes, because when I finish this video, today I'm so proud of myself today, because what I did is that I've given you very many scenarios of me working in different parts of around the house. And that's what I've always liked it to be. But sometimes, you just don't have the energy. It takes energy to create videos. It takes energy and self-will. And sometimes you don't have that, truth be told. And I don't like to compare myself with anybody else, because other people's days, other people's lives are not happening like mine is. We all have our different challenges. We all have different stuff happening in our lives. So I'll not compare myself with anybody else. But I, as Josephine, as Wandia, it's that the happier I am, the better the outcome of what type of video I'm going to shoot, how much variety there is going to be, how happy I am in it, how excited I look and show. And because I'm a person who shows their emotions, I don't hide behind, sometimes I will, but when I do, it will just be, I'd rather be faceless than, but you'll know when I'm not happy, and you'll know when there's excitement and life and love and happiness around me. So so it's the new year. There's so much that I haven't started on yet that I need to, this one is for ironing, so that I need to do. This is big from when baby was here, so that also goes here. But I'm taking it slowly. Like what I can do, I'll do. And so far I'm glad, because when you're a housewife, okay, I can't call myself a housewife. When you're a stay-at-home mom, I think that's the best title for me. When you're a stay-at-home mom, and then the other titles come in later on, of course. And it doesn't mean that if the children are not at home, I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I am a stay-at-home mom still, because I'm continuously making the house comfortable for the children. So it doesn't matter if they're here. And when you realize that your moods dictate how much work you do in and around the house. And one of the things for us older women at 55 plus is that when the feelings of loneliness, yeah, some of these I had folded, when the feelings of loneliness are too much, there's a lethargy that settles in. There's a lethargy that settles in, and so you don't feel like doing much. And that's why it matters if you have people around the house, because if you have people that you're talking to, they'll generally encourage you on days that you're feeling low, when you're not able to do much. They'll be there to because sometimes loneliness it's because your thoughts are eating you up, but there's nobody, to like give you a jolt and bring you out of that thinking, that sinking into it's a sort of sinking into depression, which is the same thing that happens with people who are getting into depression. The more you are alone, the more you enter into that cocoon of, oh, people don't like me, oh, I feel so useless, oh, there's nothing much that I can do, nobody loves me, nobody cares about me. But immediately you get a distraction by way of there's somebody talking to you. I've not seen anybody in this video. I've been watching for a while. I don't like watching things that are peopleless. Can I call it peopleless? I like watching things that have life. I can see, like here, I can see ducks, I can see a farm, I can see somebody in the farm. I don't like seeing those lifeless things. So yeah, when you have somebody, and that's why for me, you see me talking so much about looking for love in my life, because I know a lifelong partner. It doesn't matter, of course, you're going to have disagreements and all, but a lifelong partner, of course, will start as a friend, but having a companion, that companionship, day-to-day companionship, you can never ever compare it with anything else. It brings a vibrancy to you, and of course, I don't even want to listen to rhetoric about the sadness of marriage and how marriages break. No, I know, and very, very seriously, I will continue to seek and hope that I'm going to enter into a loving relationship. A relationship puts you into another space of happiness and anticipation, and you just have a general need to better yourself and better the other person and do something good for yourself and do for the other person and other people. And there's always a charge, because if, like at my age, if I meet somebody, by the time, I have a past and they have a past. And so every day is filled with so much to discuss, so much to do, because there's also them knowing people that I've met in the past. And this is going how many years? 60 years. Of course, you might not introduce all of them, but every day there's an impulse. Through your discussions and interactions, there are triggers that make you remember and remind them. Oh, when I was in school, this person reminds me of a character I went to school with. Oh, you see this place? When I was in college, we had a place like this, and this used to do. That daily telling of one another, stories of your past and your dreams you had and what came through and did not. And there's consolation also of hurtful things that happened in the past. And there's encouragement for things that you have wished to do, which you had not done. But now when you have a life partner and they're telling you that, no, this, you can still do this, there's hope. That's the excitement that I'm looking for. That's what is making me want to be in a relationship. It is not far-fetched, and it is not it's not and what I can say, it's not something to frown about. Yes, that's what I can say. And you wouldn't understand if you're not lonely in your life. If you're a person who's happy with being alone, you cannot understand people who crave to have a partner, what they wish for. It's so hard to put it in words. I think the only people who would understand me if I was talking to them directly is women, because there are things I wouldn't say here on camera, but And it's not anything about bodily satisfaction. I mean, sexual satisfaction. Let me be honest. I mean, this channel is not for children, so I'm open to say that. It's so much more. It's a companionship that fulfills you on so many levels, on a social level, on an economic level, on a interdependency level, on a breaking fears level, on a boosting confidence level, on a something to be proud of, something to boast about level, on a something to nurture, someone to nurture level. There are so many levels, which so many things that compel us women to want to have a partner at this age. And it's so sad that in many cultures, whether you're a single woman like I am, or whether you're a widow, then society will frown upon the fact that, why is this person looking for male companionship? You're at this age, you already have grown children and all that and all that. And I'm glad social networking avenues have made that possible. Through online dating, which has proved to be such a difficulty for me. I don't know. But also people opening up and saying yes, it can get very lonely. I know men misbehaving all over the world has become so bad that for a lot of women, that's not an option they want to look into, unless by luck, because it's almost purely 100% luck to get a good, loyal, committed man. So unless by luck, it's not to say that they are not good men, but if by chance and luck befalls you and you get one, oh, what a joy, what a joy. But at my age, I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to compromise on some things, of course. I'm not perfect myself, and I'm not seeking somebody perfect. And so I look at the bigger picture. There's so much satisfaction I'll get. And some of the little details that people talk about, if you should look for a man who doesn't do this, who doesn't have this, who doesn't need this. I think at my age, I'm way past caring about some of these little things, that women will talk about. He must be rich, he must be so handsome, he must have this kind of property. What is that going to help me with? What is that going to help me with? If he brings it onto the table, how is it going to help me? I'm not looking for a partner for my children. I'm looking for a partner for myself. So I must look in this man, what is it that satisfies me, my soul, my happiness? Does he make me laugh? Does he make me feel excited? Does he make me feel proud to go with him to places? Does he nurture my love for watching birds and being in the nature and having nature walks? Does he is he considerate that I must be very careful with my health and taking my ARVs? Is he considerate about making sure that I don't lose focus in that I want to do work for community? And likewise, I'll support him in whatever venture he wants to do. Does he care that I want to stay in touch with my children and be their advisor and their guide and their guard in many ways for very many years? I mean, all my life, if possible, in as much as possible. Or does he want me to put a distance between my children with the notion that they're grown-ups, they shouldn't interfere too much with our lives? No. I want somebody who accepts that I'm going to have hands-on management of my children's lives together with them, and they will have on mine to an extent, and that I'm looking forward to be having my grandchildren over. These are many things that when you voice to somebody who is, and that's why compatibility is so important when you're meeting a person at our age. But the things I'll compromise upon, of course, definitely. Right now, I don't want a fit, healthy, young person. I'm not fit, healthy, and young. I'll not go for this. I'll not go for money. I will not go for money. Money is very important, but just a basic living standard, similar to my basic living standard, is fine. If they have more, that's just a bonus, but it's not my priority. Are they God-fearing? Do they pray? Do they care about family? Would they like to travel? Can they accept to be frugal sometimes so that we may be able to give to our children and to our grandchildren. Yeah, those are the small things that matter to me. Do they want to be involved with community? Yeah, that's about all that compatibility. So I've spoken a bit. I'll be waiting for this person. They're about to come because they want to do something else first. Today I don't have dishes to wash. Even if I have, there are very few. But I need to rearrange my drawers. Yeah, and wardrobe. And that's going to take some time. So I'm going to give myself a rest. And when I say a rest, my lips are so dry today. And I'm taking water. When I say a rest, it might be like a 3-hour rest. Yeah, it's allowed. I totally allow myself to do things like this. And so I'm going to say thank you very much for supporting this channel. Thank you very much for being with me. Thank you for all the likes, for all the shares. From wherever it is in the world you're watching, may God bless you and guide you and protect you and meet you at your hour of need and at your place of need. And I hope to see you in the next one. Please subscribe. I'm not understanding, there's very little of subscription. The views are still high. I appreciate that. But when you're ready, if today is your day, please do subscribe. If you're new here, I welcome you to my channel again. And I ask you, start differently. Do not be those who will watch for months without subscribing. Please subscribe as you go on to watch. Remember to watch my playlists. They tell a bit more about my story, about how my travels, Wandia travels, my work days when I'm working, my different opinions. Check out the playlist and tell me what they want, how you feel about them. And so from Ruai in Nairobi of magical Kenya, I say, bye-bye. The second coat was done, and that's the outcome. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And the small shelves, the drawers also. But this is the star. I love how it is, and I'm grateful. Asante.